Are you interested in knowing if you should use Canva or Canva Pro? This is the video for you. Hi everyone, my name is Michelle and I'm here to make Canva a bit easier to you. You might be deciding whether you should get Canva Pro or not. So I'm here to sit down and kind of throw out my argument to kind of help you decide if you should just stay with your free Canva or go Pro. Or maybe you've never even used Canva before. You should definitely sign up for it, like today. But before you go Pro, there's definitely some questions you should ask yourself. One, are the current free options not enough? Are you trying to use the images or the elements provided to you, but you can't because it has that beautiful, Canva background on there that tells you that you can't use it? That might be a reason to change. Are you doing a lot of the design work yourself? Well, that would determine that you would need a bit more flexibility, which some of the features in Pro will offer you. So if you're going to do a lot more of the designing on your own, then yeah, Canva Pro might be something good for you. If you're someone that outsources to other people, you may not really need to go Pro. Next, final reason I would think is, do you want more access to the Canva stock options and elements? Then you definitely need to go Pro. You won't have access to some of those beautiful pictures and elements if you are using the free version. So, or you could decide to buy one or two or three. So if you're someone that's using it a lot, then you definitely want to go Pro, because then you would be saving that $1, $2 all the time that you'd have to be spending versus just having Pro and using as much as you want and only spending one fee. So we're just going to go right into Canva Pro right from the beginning. So if you've never used Canva before, this is how you'd sign up. And I'm going to access the Pro version and we're going to see if it's worth it. Let's go. So now I'm on Canva's sign up page. This is where you can either sign up or you can log in. I have already created an account for Canva, but I'll show you how to log in. Oh, nope, sorry. I'll show you how to sign up. So I take the easy route and I go with the sign up with Google, but you can sign up with Facebook, sign up with your email, click through, and you're able to fill it out and create your password just like you would with just about like everything that you sign up with these days. But because I already have an account that I want to use, I'm going to log in with that account. So I'm just going to go in and I'm just going to choose log in because I've already created an account. Now I'm logging in. So I'm going into a free account, but I have so I'm logging in. I am using the free account. And of course, Canva is going to ask me to sign up. So for the purpose of showing you what's in the Pro version, I'm going to try it free. So when it's time to try, it tells you how much it is. So right now you can get Pro. You can be billed monthly, $16.99 a month. So that's not, if you're in a small business or an entrepreneur, you're just signing up, this could be an expense that you don't necessarily want just yet. But if you're definitely going to be using Canva a lot, then it's definitely something to invest in. Best value, you can sign up for $12.99 a month, but then you'll be billed the $155. Well, I'm in Canada, so Canadian a year. So I don't commit long term, I just can't do it. I'm going to do this part and I'm going to hide it from you guys. So one of the best things about using Canva Pro is right now, if you aren't sure that you want to even stay with the Pro, you can sign up for 30 days and try it out. That's pretty cool to me. I'm going to do it here. I'm going to fill out my info and then I'll be right back because, you really shouldn't be showing your credit card online. You just really shouldn't be doing that. So I'm done claiming my free trial. I've signed up for it. So now Canva Pro is telling me all the amazing things I'm able to do now. And I'm going to point out some of the ones that would be important to me because I use Canva a lot for my clients, and I'd say these aspects would be some of the best things to do, but right here on the right, it tells you some of the great things you can do already. Have a brand kit, resize, Animation Pro sounds cool. We could look into that. Text Pro, Templates Pro, everything is just Pro now. We have so much access. So let's really dive in and see what we get. So I'm currently in my free version of Canva, and I think a good way to explain the benefits of Pro is to show you some of the limits that you'll have when using the free version. So one of the biggest things you'll miss out on are the elements. Elements are pictures, shapes, these cool stickers, chart. All these things are all elements that you can find in Canva. But as great as they are, you are limited to what you can use in the free version. So let's say we just choose car, because I just like cars. I like them. Immediately you'll be able to see what you have access to and what you don't. So anything that says free, it's all good. You can take it on. But if it has this beautiful crown on there, it tells you have to pay $1.39 just to get this one image. And if you're a person that's using it a lot, which is why you'd be thinking of Pro, then you definitely want to get Pro versus spending this every time that you need just a simple image, right? Like not every time you want to use the free version. Sometimes the Pro looks really clean and you really want it. So to get rid of watermarks, you of course have to pay. Gotta pay the piper. Another thing that I found to be really important when needing Pro is resizing. And that's because I've worked already where I've chosen this size, it's a social media post. But now I want it to be a poster. You go to resize, what happens? You gotta upgrade, right? Now I could change it to any size you want. You want to change it to a Facebook post, you want to use an Indeed banner, you want to change your size. You'd have to, there are ways to do it in the free version to fiddle around with sizes, but that means, saving this file, creating a JPEG or PNG file from it, and then trying to put it back, and then rendering, it becomes fuzzy, and that's because you've changed the size. With Canva Pro, you're able to redesign with no issues. So to me, that would be very valuable. Next, aside from that, when it comes to photos and elements, it's the same thing. You will want to, go in here and look at all these beautiful pictures, but at the same time, you can't use it because it's Pro. There's that Canva background again. It's unfortunate, but you can't use it. So let's put that to the back. Put a car on a bed of roses. So now if you want to use any of these things and you want to publish, it's going to tell you you got to pay. So now I got to pay $2.78 Canadian to get just these two images. And to me, it's not worth it, especially if you're going to be using Canva a lot. You're going to want to be using it in the Pro version just to have access to all of this. And I think when it comes down to it, anyone that's designing, that's the biggest part of Pro, that you want to get the access to all that good stuff. So what I'm going to do now is get out of Pro, and then, get out of the free version and then show you Pro. We're going to explore some of the things that we now have access to now that we have the Pro version. I am still so used to the free version. It's ingrained in me. So now we choose car again. Search. And now look at that. No backgrounds. I'm able to download without having to pay anything. I can. And now you even have more access to even more things. So now you can make your background transparent, which is huge. I'll show you that with a image. But for now, you can you're able to download. You can make your background transparent, and you can make your files a lower quality. I guess that's good for when you're trying to just quickly save drafts. And sometimes size can be a problem. So it also reduces the size of the file, which is great. And now we're able to resize. So let's say you created this originally for Instagram, but you want to use it for your Facebook cover or a post or something that's larger. You can now resize, copy it, resize. That's what happens here. Now you're in a file, and now the file is now large enough to match the size that you need, which is awesome and convenient. Otherwise, there are some ways to, make this work, but then it requires you to download and then try to upload it and change the new file size. But what happens is when you render or when you download and export, now it makes it blurry, and you don't want anything blurry ever. So it's always good to use the best and correct size for whatever you're uploading to. So the resize feature is wonderful. So to test the background, transparency feature, I guess what we can do here is put a color on the background of here. Let's just make it, bright yellow, looking good. But you've made a design, but for some reason you just want the car. You're able to now go in, change this to, I'd say, a PNG file is best, it's high quality. And now you can make your background transparent. So when you hit download, and you look at the file, it comes on its own. And that is super convenient. I cannot tell you how convenient that is. If you're looking for that kind of flexibility when you're editing, then you definitely want to go Pro. For me, those are the major features. There are other things that you can now do with Pro. Even ways that you're able to download, there are more options here. So now everything is now available to you, no issues. Resize is available to you. You have access to just about everything that's available inside of the elements section. And now you have no limits. If you go back out, there's one more thing here, which I've kind of explored a bit, but haven't really used, but you can when you have Pro, is the brand kit. And what it does, it allows you to create a palette that matches your logo, and then you're able to save that palette and use that going forward. Another great feature of Pro is that you're able to upload your own fonts. So let's say like the fonts that are in Canva are what you use, you're able to bring in your own fonts, upload them here, and now the fonts will be available to you here in Canva. I've tried there's a way to bring in this and have it extract the colors, but I realized that it is pretty tricky and it hasn't worked well for me. That's probably something Canva should review, but one of the next ways to do it is to bring in your codes from your color. Color palette. I'm spelling right. So these codes here, which I really should know what the proper name for it is. But if you have these, and more than likely whoever created your logo would have provided these numbers for you, you're able to bring them into Canva, add them here, save those colors, and now it's your brand kit. So, I mean, just to kind of show you what happens, I'm just going to create a fake kit here. I'm going to read and call it fake kit because that's what we did. This kit is now available. So if I go to create a design, let's do Instagram post again. And I want to use this kit for some of my work. I'm going to let's just bring the car back again. Why not? And I'm going to let's bring some text in. So now when I go in to change the color, my fake kit is now available. And now you're able to use the exact colors from your brand right here, and whatever it is that you want to use it in. Here I'm using it in text. Oh, it's so hard to see. I chose the wrong color. Let's choose that one. Now, there we go. So now you're able to use your colors right here when you have. It's a good thing to have. And Canva is just making everything even more convenient. So that's it. You really do just have more access and more flexibility and more ease of life when using Canva Pro. So if you're really invested in making your own designs and really using this platform on your own, then you definitely want to use Pro. If you have any questions or comments about this video, just leave it down there in the comments. And I'm going to do a whole lot more on Canva and different software, and let me know what are some of the things that you want me to go through. I'm willing to get all the plans just to show you how they work and to break it down, get you to decide whether you want to buy it or not. Let me know your thoughts. And again, thanks for watching. If you like what I'm doing, please subscribe.